Hello, I'm Grin Grimsley, and this is Donkey Kong for the Atari 2600. If you're anything like me, when you hear the word Kong, your first thoughts is this, or possibly even this, or perhaps even this. Kong, King of Atlantis, in which he unfortunately does not team up with this, Aquaman, the true King of Atlantis. But this is not King Kong, it's Donkey Kong. And whether King Kong's actual name is Donkey Kong and this is a prequel preceding his ascension to the throne, or if it's a different Kong altogether. Either way, it's time to slap in the game and have a play. Well, this is the game, and the first thing you notice is that Donkey Kong doesn't look a great deal much like the King Kongs we've seen on the big screen. He looks nothing like this, or this, or even this.
Well, I've been to one World Fair, a picnic, and a rodeo, and that's the stupidest thing I ever heard come over a set of earphones. You sure you got today's code?
In fact, what he looks a lot more like is this. The graphics are not all bad, however. The little guy you play as looks just like the little guy you play as. And the cookies that Mungo, the giant gingerbread man from Shrek 2, is throwing at you looks just like cookies. Not unlike the title of this game is sort of similar to the title of King Kong, the object of this game seems to be sort of similar to the storyline of King Kong. The giant gingerbread man has stolen what I assume is your girlfriend, and you are climbing up what I'm assuming to be a building, trying to, I assume, rescue her. In the game, there are only two levels that loop. The first one where you are dodging cookies, and the second one you're dodging... I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think they might be lamps. Lamps that change direction unfairly and without any indication, and don't seem to have any pattern. I guess you could say...
This is no ordinary lamp!
To beat the first level, you have to just get to the top without dying, and to beat the second level, you have to walk or jump over those little panels that then disappear. Your reward for beating the second level is the first level, and your reward for beating the first level is the second level. At the top of the screen, you have a countdown timer which indicates how much time you have left to finish the level. When you finish the level, the time you have left on that counter is rewarded to your scoreboard. You can also get additions to the timer by jumping over cookies or destroying them with the mushroom you can pick up. However, you can't climb up ladders when you're holding the mushroom, and you can't drop the mushroom, so really, any additional points you get from destroying cookies with the mushroom is just wasted on having to stand around waiting for the mushroom to disappear. The controls in this game are relatively fantastic. You control your little man with your pleasure stick, choosing its direction or whether you want to go up or down ladders, and you use your red button to make him jump. This is helpful if you want to jump things. However, what this game mainly suffers from is it's just not that interesting. With only two levels, the diversity is very low, and it seems the only things that get harder are maybe the cookies roll a little faster and the magic lamps change direction a little bit faster, but while this makes it harder, it just doesn't make it any more interesting. You just keep going until eventually you get tripped up by one of these things, and that's the end. And in some ways the dual level system works to a disadvantage, because after you've gone up the first level it builds a precedent, and you expect that the second level will lead to a new level again. However, it takes you back to the first level again, robbing you of your achievement. This is not to say that high scores are not part of the game. There is most certainly a high score system in place. It's just that it builds this sense of progression that then disappears. That doesn't exist in games like Missile Command, where it doesn't build a sense of progression. In Missile Command or even Space Invaders, you're just holding your own. You know, you're not trying to get to another level. But when you're actually climbing up and then getting to the next stage, you're expecting another stage. I think this game would have been far better if you had a few more stages, even if it was only 3 or 4 before it looped. That all said, however, I'm not saying it's a bad game, it's just not a very addictive game. You'll probably play it once or twice and then put it back on the shelf, unlike games like Missile Command that kept me there for the entire night, and then the next night, and then the next night. What I'm saying is, instead of buying this game, perhaps head down to your local video store and rent a copy of Donkey Kong on the Atari 2600.